Hey CC fam, so we wanted to do a follow-up for a reaction video about our project we just dropped, which was the wedding lookbook. Disclaimer, entertainment purposes only. We are not in real life married at all. This is a colleague I've known for a very long time, and it was spirit-led that I asked him to be a part of this project, and he has been a joy. He has been an experienced actor, model, along with a plethora of other things. And only God could orchestrate something so beautiful, like a story like we put together. And I didn't have to coach him to do anything. You know, he already knew how to model. He knew how to act. And so pretty much he just threw the clothes on and we rolled with the punches. So Tony Insignares, everybody.
What up? How y'all doing? With this project, I will say that I did have to go to my brother on this one, and also I went to my reverend on this one, and just kind of had to ask, like, should I do this? Because I never really did what you say, a lookbook. I've never done that before. I don't even know what that is. After doing this project, I still don't even know what it is. but other than that, for me, when they all basically gave me the green light, they all said, it's just a photo shoot. It's not a big deal. Just go for it. I was like, okay. So I decided to go ahead and do it. And so for me, as we were, of course, doing it and whatnot, as we were, of course, preparing for this, it was definitely quite an adventure. But, and of course, with anything you go through, it's going to be something that you're not used to. So you're like, what is this? Like, I've never did this before. Like, I've never, usually in my case, when it comes to, acting, there's usually a certain process that we go by, a fundamental process that usually happens. In this one, it was completely different, but it's always good to be adventurous. It's always good to try something new. And there's all kind of performances where it's always experimental.
Oh, yeah.
There's all kind of stuff where it's going to be something that's a little bit out of the blue or something different or something that's interactive. So to me, I just learned to say, just go with the flow and just see what happens.
Oh, good.
This kind of interviews, I think that really, to kind of answer both of those, really, I think that we were able to really get to know each other as we were scouting for places and whatnot, and get to know each other a little bit.
And disclaimer, that's not his role, so I appreciate him doing that, because technically he was just talent. I was supposed to have that stuff set up for him. So if you are doing projects like that, I already have that in order, and I appreciate Tony being gracious of doing it. Okay, continue.
Yeah. But other than that, I really can say that I enjoyed our time, and especially our conversations, and be able to get to know each other a little bit. And I think that really, when it came to us checking out the places and to, see what they look like and whatnot, it definitely helped a little bit, because even in my case, I could be able to kind of come up with ideas for how I want to basically portray this entity, this character, this person. And so even though, yes, you see me on there or you see her on there, really what you're seeing is that you're seeing a portrayal or a reflection of real life in this case. Not to get too deep into it, but I will say that it was definitely a appreciation in being able to go to those places and see them and have our conversations.
Yeah.
But other than the chemistry part, I would say that really, there was no issue. I think that we both definitely took that time to get to know each other and ask, as far as what we're okay with, what we're not okay with. And I definitely recommend to anybody, if you ever, do anything, no matter if it's like performing arts or if it's dancing with anybody in particular, just anything, you always want to, of course, make sure that the person that you're with is okay with you, doing whatever they're doing as far as, when it comes to physical contact or speaking or whatnot. And me as a performer, I find it very important to always ask, before I do anything, hey, especially if we have an intimate scene like what we had, are you okay with me touching you behind your waist or on your backside or whatever? And heck, even in acting, there are literally coaches who do intimacy.
Oh, okay.
So you may think that these two actors are able to, have this love scene. Yeah, what I'm saying? Just like that. But there's coaching, because they gotta there's a stop and cut and everything. And just so y'all know, this ain't my first rodeo when it comes to, having to do intimate scenes. And I've done shows where I've had to kiss a woman or be intimate, all kind of, not to get too deep, but with that being said, I think the most important thing is that when it came to chemistry, I think we got along very well, and there was no issue with that. And I will say there was that one woman at the hotel, but she said, y'all two should kiss each other. I'm like, that's not in the script. but hey, it happens. You know what I'm saying? So I just, we both went along with it and just had fun. And I think that's the biggest thing, just have fun with it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
May 21st was the longest shoot day.
Was it May 21st or was it June?
May.
It was May?
The first one.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because we took pictures.
Right.
And we did the scene. By the time we got to Cheekwood, we was depleted already.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We started late, all that.
Yeah, man. It was, man, that was like one of the, it wasn't, let's put it like this. When I got there, like I said, mind you, I didn't know what to expect. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm treating this, but of course, just like anything I do, I treat it like it's a job. But man, like when I put on that tuxedo and everything, I will say that I felt like, okay, I was in my element. I was in that space. It was like, okay, it's on and popping. And I ain't gonna lie, I was a little nervous too. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, I'm in this tuxedo. I got to make this look good. You know what I'm saying? But all I know is that I knew we were at that hotel. And of course, you had your dress on. You're looking nice. I remember that my old colleague came up to you and, okay, just so y'all know, here's little thing, okay? We were over at one of the hotels here in Green Hills. Out of respect, we're going to respect the integrity of it. But there was an old colleague of mine who happened to work there. And I did not, mind you, I don't know the backstory of what exactly happened. I just happened to walk in and both he and she were both talking, having a conversation. And I think he said something along the lines of like, you're the lucky, like, I'm sorry that I was a lucky man or whatever. But then when I came in and he saw me, he was like, oh, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Like you the lucky lady. Now, mind you, I'm in my tuxedo. I got my shades on. I'm looking clean. Of course, she's looking, of course, just as, good looking anything, getting all the attention, like just as much as myself. But it's like, after that happened, like, I'll talk about, like you think right now we're cool. I'm telling you, if I was like sitting right beside her right now, that day, like I would be out of frame because she was hot. She was livid. She was angry. But,
for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. But, we were able to be everything, get everything cool and whatnot.
You were very intuitive because you knew to kind of come over there. He came all the way over to where I was because I was taking pictures, right?
Yeah.
And this gentleman in passing, he was like, oh my God, you look beautiful. He's thinking I'm getting married. He's like, whoever the guy is, he's a lucky guy. And once he saw Tony, because they know each other, and I'll just leave that out of it. But he was like, no, you the lucky one. And that's kind of like a backhanded compliment. And I'm trying to feel bridal and beautiful and this, and that kind of almost ruined my day. So thank God, Tony, we both are intuitive, but he just had a good sense to like read the room. He knew I was piss fire hot. Yeah. So, and he knew how to de-escalate me and help me calm down and just remember what we were there for and all that, and to stay professional. I didn't get too much out of my element, but I was almost there.
Yeah. Honestly. And hey, it's all, at the end of the day, it was one of those things where it was just a very, I won't say a long day, but we definitely had to do a lot of traveling. Like we had to travel from the hotel to the Shelby Bridge, and do a shoot over there, and then from there to Cheekwood. So it's like, it was definitely a day where there was a lot going on, and I can, and my thing was just that, and of course, like anything you do, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of work. You have to make sure you look good, make sure that the dress is looking good, make sure the suit look good, and of course trying not to sweat too hard, all that stuff. It's a lot. So I think the biggest thing is like we both definitely handled it like pros. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You definitely handled yourself like a pro too. Of course. Well, of course, you're over this, so this is nothing to you. This ain't nothing but another day in the office for her. So, but but as far as my experience with it, there were moments where, it was a little bit challenging, but I've learned to just say, just go with it. To me, it was just about the learning experience and being able to do it. I would say the challenges were basically when it came to because normally on a set, usually okay, just so y'all know, when you're on a set, normally a lot of times there's usually
assistants.
Yeah, there's usually a storyboard, there's things like that, and there's they usually have a way of how they're going to shoot things or whatnot. There's all that kind of stuff that kind of come with it. In this case, it was definitely a lot of experimental, a lot of freelancing and whatnot, which is nothing wrong with that, because trust me, there's plenty of movies. Matter of fact, I'll give you a good example I just read last night. In the movie The Fugitive, which Harrison Ford, there was a scene that they did in the parade, and this is during the St. Patrick's Day parade. Now with this, one thing they said was that that was completely unscripted.
Oh.
It wasn't even in the script. They just basically like, I don't really know the full story, but what they did was that because that event was happening that day, they decided to go ahead and do a shoot where Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones were both basically able to just act, and they just basically improv that whole thing.
Gotcha.
So that's why I say, like, you know, even in stuff like these, you have to kind of learn how to be open. So to me, I learned to just be able to say that even with certain challenges, there's always opportunities to learn something new, and I can incorporate that in anything else I do.
That's good.
And that's why I say I appreciate the experience of what we both did together.
Yeah. Thank you, Tony. And May 21st, shoot day 1, it was very long. Call time was 8 o'clock. We didn't get started till 9:30 really. And we didn't really get to the bridge till about like lunchtime or 11. Yeah. 11-ish, 11:30. So we really was running behind, but we rolled with the punches. We did not.
And it was hot.
It was hot today. I was sleep deprived because I was too excited to go to sleep, and I was scared I was going to oversleep. And then I didn't eat because I didn't want to pee and poop and be in this dress. You know, that train was something. So I didn't want to have to be codependent and somebody lifting me up and I have to do too much business. And then, my sugar level was too low. So I had a lot of things fighting against me. So, and Tony, he knew then, cause we were in the middle of taking pictures in front of that water fountain, which is the like picture for the video.
That's Scormahorn.
Yeah. We were trying to create Venice with the resources that Nashville have. Yeah. And I felt myself dwindling. He was just like, yeah, now let's stop. Let's regroup. We went to a hotel nearby and kind of regrouped and used the restroom, got some water, got fruit just to kind of fuel ourselves because, yeah, it was extreme. It was so hot that day. Yeah. But everybody was a good sport. But I'm glad Tony, he just picked up. Cause it was a couple times that she would too. It was that scene, for the kiss. Yep. And Tony is so talented, and I just saw the stars, you know, like the cartoon, you know, when the cartoon characters, they fall out. I saw all the stars, and I've never experienced it, and I had to keep sitting down and stuff like that. So I'm glad Tony knew that, like, I wasn't okay. I really needed water because I was on the verge of passing out. So I'm grateful for his patience and his professionalism because it was the longest day. I know everybody was depleted by the time we left. So thank you.
No, that's all good. And I think, of course, my biggest priority is, of course, always safety and health. That's always my biggest thing that I make priority over anything. To me, if something ain't right, we need to like stop. It's better to stop. It's, you know, I'm trying to think what my pastor said. Like, he said something along the lines of, it's like, I wish I knew what it was, but basically it's better to like go ahead and take care of like whatever it is now versus it being, you know, a much bigger problem than what it is. Yeah. So if you ever like, even right now with it being summertime and, you know, heat exhaustion, everything, please, you know, if you need to take a break, get some water, do what you got to do. Yeah. So you definitely don't want to like have something happen where it becomes worse than what it is.
Yeah. So, also, we had to climb that bridge. Although we traveled together and in the Uber Black everywhere, it just made more sense for everybody to just ride same time, same place instead of all of us driving and parking at each place. So to be cohesive. So the Uber couldn't really get us close. He got us as close as he could to the bridge, but we had to hike that bridge. Yeah. And I forgot to vlog it, but that was a workout within itself. So yeah,
it was hot, and of course I'm in a full. I mean, of course she's in a dress, but I'm in a tuxedo. You know what I'm saying? And other than that, like just even with that, like and trying to make sure your hair stays down, everything. I had to bring my do. I forgot to bring my my brush with me to keep my hair down, so I had to like literally bring my do rag, just keep everything flat and make everything look decent. But even with that experience, I think we definitely did a great job and gave our best. Yeah. And I think that, I mean, honestly, the views and the results speak for itself.
Yeah, absolutely. May 28th was shoot day 2, and it started at $5, a donut bakery. And I tell you, this was God. He had his hand on us because I'm very professional. I've been doing YouTube, 8 years, coming this year. So I know to already have the permit letters and this and call ahead, get approval from managers, this, that, and the third. And everything was falling through the cracks. So I called the day before. They said yes. Wasn't no problems with parking and filming in there. The crew was agreeable. They helped, make everything seamless for our scenes. They were very accommodating. So thank you to them. We went to Bar Louie. We were gonna go to my favorite spot, which we're in right now, Sambuca, but it just was a little more seamless to go to Bar Louie, which was my first mine anyway. Filmed the dates, and then my favorite place is Noble Park. Water is serenity to me, and just in my head, if a guy was to propose to me, and it was exactly how it's supposed to be. But Tony was improvising, but that's probably how, you would throw me off because I do content, take pictures all the time. I would think nothing of it for a guy to propose to me that way, because that's my favorite spot. It's got water. I'm calm. I always want to, pose for the gram and for content and things. So it was effortless and seamless. It wasn't so hot that day. It was a pretty day, and it kind of flew by. It ran over just a little bit, just to here maybe 30 minutes. But we did have to change in the car. Oh my God.
Yep.
But
ain't my first time.
Right. It's my first time. When I do content for you all in Lookbooks, I usually have to change my car, so I know to put, the proper undergarments on, so I won't get arrested. So, but it was a seamless film day. What you think?
So I'm trying to think about that one. As far as just that day, I know we went to Five Daughters, and I know there was one point you were like, wondering, why are you so nervous? I'm like, because it's in the script. But yeah, there was with doing that, like, of course, we really didn't have like a script per se, and that's cool, because really the one thing I've learned is that when it comes to really what they call acting, is not really actually acting, it's more like reacting. So really it's more of like just going with the flow. It's really more about like just kind of going with the moment and learning to listen to me in the moment. So I think that for me, that was the one thing I learned at that event, was just to go with the experience, just kind of see where it went into. Yeah. So, yeah. But other than that, when it came to $5, we had a great time there. A lot of people, of course, coming in and out when it came to, us shooting and whatnot, but I think that we definitely went with it very well. And just kind of went with it. And then honestly, it kind of gave that ambiance of it being, real, instead of it just being on set. Yeah. And when it came to like Bar Louie and the waterfall, of course, mine just is all improv. So literally I'm just going with the flow. And I think, and the good thing is that because we already had chemistry, it kind of helped as far as I could put my arm around you and be able to, kiss your hand, do things like that. And so it what made it fun. And so, and like, I think the one thing that really got me was, it's not his fault. Shout out to Ryan on this one. He recorded me while I had my do-rag on, but he didn't realize that I had my do-rag on because I'm trying to get my hair flat. You know what I'm saying? But he actually got that on camera. Oh, did he? Yeah. Damn. So yeah. But now the shot that y'all see in the video, of course, you see me without it. But the first time we did it, he had me with the do-rag on. He's like, cut that out. Like, So he's like, no, that's how we get it. He's like, I thought it was in it. It's like, it's not in it. But hey, you forget people. It is what it is. But real talk, everything y'all see in that video, when y'all see us talking, that's really just all just improv. Just going with the flow, having fun, see what happens, making it look like we both been together for like years, even though we know each other for years. Yeah. Tell them how long we known each other. It's like what, like 2006, 2007? 2005? Man. 2005? 2005? Yeah. Hell, 2005. Oh, you were lying. 2005. Well, you said 07, 08. He don't even know. So she's like somewhere in there. Like, I say 06. I mean, she's 05, but hey, unless you had to show me that picture that shows us that is 05. Yeah, okay. But yeah. We had a lot of hiccups. Yeah. Man, it was rain, it poured. Like, it had the, CMA Fest. He was intuitive about the CMA Fest, cause this is his city. He's from Nashville. Yeah. I'm from Memphis. And so he knew, he was like, Chris, it's kind of a blessing that we don't do June 4th. These hotels are going to be flooded, crowded. People are going to be in the way. It's going to make you nervous, and you're going to be mad that people are all over your shot and stuff like that. Yep. And,
His tux didn't come until the day of, which is June 4th. My dress, they hadn't even cleaned yet from May 21st.
Yep.
And so, man, I mean, but Tony, that day I'm trying to put out fires. And I'm like, it was June 3rd. Like, we're supposed to shoot the June 4th and could not. But God had better plans, and He helped point me. He always helped de-escalate me. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that God had Tony to do this project, because I don't know if I would have been so professional if I didn't call Tony like, yo, I don't know what to do. Everything is going wrong. What if we was really getting married tomorrow? Like, yo, I don't have no words. The dress ain't ready. Your tux ain't here. Like, so it was seamless. So June 11th, we rescheduled everything. Everybody was on board and could do it.
Right.
It was a very early morning. And talk about, you know, cause we were the first ones there.
Let's see, as y'all say, I gotta like go back and like remember. Okay, I remember us getting to the venue, and I remember parking, and okay, I remember putting on my tuxedo, and I was wondering, like, actually I was missing some buttons or whatnot. I didn't know what happened, but the weird thing is that went until after the shoot was over that they were actually on the floor. But wow. And then it was on the floor in the bathroom. That's another story though. But other than that, like that day of the shoot, you know, that was, of course, that was the same day I had to do my monologue, and the same day, and y'all know, I had a video submission for a monologue I had to do, and fortunately I got the role, thank God. And also we did a photo shoot for Key, the sunglasses, that same day. So there was like a lot of stuff that needed to be done that day, and you know, unfortunately with her, I was very fortunate to get her blessing on these to be able to submit for the video for the acting role, and of course for Key. And so to me, I just that day, really, that was a very special day to me, because it really brought the best out of me that day. And I think that everything kind of became full circle that moment. And it's like, you know, being in that tuxedo, being in the sunglasses, just, you know, being in those moments.
It kind of felt real, didn't it?
Yeah, it felt like I got in touch with my younger self, like that younger me, you know, back when I was younger. And so when I was able to bring that out, you know, through the video and do those moments, it sort of made me see myself in a different light. And so for me, that was a very special experience, a special moment. And of course, being able to work together. And of course, I got to also let y'all know that this girl here can sing, not just sing, sang. And when she did her solo, boy, I was like, hold on, where all this come from? What happened? Like, where all this come from? She over here singing and everything, like killing it. I'm like, man, like, stop hiding your gifts. Stop it. Stop doing that. But nah, just seeing her do that. He was
the biggest fan, because he reminded me of like how my family is with me. They are such cheerleaders and fans of me. He was the first person to whip out his phone. He warned me that. He was like, when you sing, I'm gonna have my camera ready. And he did. So that was so cute. And like, I was able to send that to my people. They were so happy that I finally took that leap of faith and was obedient to sing, because that's my spiritual gift and everything. That's something God put in me. But I'm so grateful for His support. And I don't know if I would have been obedient if He didn't keep reminding me through this process of us doing this film, you know, stop hiding your gift. Stop sitting on it. Like, you need to go forth and do the things you need to do.
Absolutely. But yeah, that whole entire moment, that experience was, as far as you're singing, like, it definitely, like, even the people, let's see, Ryan and what's the other
Jalen.
Yeah, even they were surprised too, as far as you're singing.
They know me.
Like, yeah,
I float around the school and they know me all these years, and they like, all this time I know you.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could sing.
So, but throughout the whole experience, I think that day really brought the best out of both of us. It's almost like it brought your singing out, it brought out talents of myself with the jacket spinning and everything.
Oh, you did that. We got to stop it. God, you did that. Give God a round of applause.
Just so y'all know,
clowns. He did 4 takes.
Yeah.
And 3 of the takes were just seamless. Like, really, the second take where he kind of messed up, if he had pulled it off and not let us know he messed up, we could let it ride. Because really, you know, we don't know that he messed up. Only he and I, because we model.
Perfectionist.
So, but Tony was clowning. He did 3 takes of the coat and putting it back on. He was like, I got one more. And that's the take that you seen in the film of him doing the mannequin turn, which a mannequin turn is really for the dudes, you know. It's a luxury for the women to do it, but really in modeling, the mannequin turn is for the men. That's just a little sidebar, FYI. But he did, baby, he wild and cold and did that mannequin turn. I said, see, now he clowning and showing out for no reason. Yep. He did that. I love Tony. You know, I'm around a lot of fashionable guys, and they're really cocky, and it turns me off. And I'm so in love with men's fashion and everything, but how they carry their suits or whatever they got on, it speaks wonders. And Tony has such like a quiet storm effect. Like he reminds me a lot of my mom, but that's here nor there. But if you go back and look at like just how confident he was, his shoulders was back, good posture. And for me, I know how to read men, and I look at their posture because I know what their energy is like, you know. So for Tony to just see that, really be suave but not cocky about it, it's just chef's kiss to God. But you did amazing. You did so good. Actually, that's my favorite scene in the whole thing. I would rewind and play just to see Tony walk, and wow. Yeah,
I got to give a shout out to a major family chiropractor for, of course, my, you know, adjusting my back and everything. So trust me, that was a huge help. But yeah, like, for me that day, you know, like I said, I feel like for us, it was just that moment. We really started to bring that. It's like that inner child came out of us at that moment. Yeah. Just with every single like shot, every single like little bitty thing. So to me, I think that that's when everything just kind of came together that day. Yeah. And so I think that with the first shoot, it may have been a little bit crazy, you know, with us going over the place, and the second shoot was a little bit more easy. Yeah. And the third one just kind of put everything all together. Yeah. And so for me, I think that after that day, it definitely shifted my mindset as far as like saying, you know, I actually want to see how this goes. Actually, I'm curious now to see what happens with this now. You know, cause just so y'all know, normally when actors do films, sometimes they get to see the screening, sometimes they don't. Oh. I've done projects where I still haven't seen the movie yet. Like, wow. Like, and even now, like, I just did some projects recently and I still hadn't even, like, even with the Museum of the Bible, project I did, like, I haven't seen that one yet, but that's not their fault. That's just the way it is. That's just the nature of the beast.
He would know. He's an actor, a working actor, okay? June 11th was like, it was so whimsical. Like, it was such a wedding energy, almost. Yeah. It was, and it was so nice. And I'm so thankful to my team. And I just want to say team. I don't want to sit here and shout each individual out because I feel like I'm going to forget somebody. But you know who you are, and I'm very grateful for you all. But I'm grateful for that second shoot. You could be nervous because literally I was the only woman there. Thankfully, Savannah was there to help and just have that feminine touch of like constantly fluffing my dress for pictures and video. But, you know, I felt safe with all the guys. Ryan, video, Jalen, pictures, and then Tony. You know, anybody else might have been a little nervous or what have you, but I was at peace being around them and having to change. And yeah, I'm singing and getting my hair switched out and all this, that, and the third. So I'm really grateful for just them having a sense of protectiveness over me and things. So yeah, I'm grateful for that.
That's important too. You know, definitely making sure. And I do want to add too that my biggest thing, like I said, is always about safety and security. So making sure that, you know, that my complete opposite, or in this case, my wife, is of course, you know, safe and know that she's secured with everybody there, everybody there around her.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Yes. Do you want to talk about the kissing or not?
As far as the kissing, honestly, it wasn't like anything. It wasn't anything bad. My biggest thing was just making sure that it was convincing. Yeah. You know, like to me, anytime I do a project, one thing I've learned is that when you're going to do something, you got to give your all. Like, and so to me, it was about making sure that people knew, like, hey, like we were actually a couple. You know what I'm saying? And to me, like when it came to the kissing, of course, anything you do is going to be, there's always going to be that fear there. And that's no matter if it's somebody you know for a long time.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but long story short, I would say that the kissing scene, I feel like we were kind of nervous at first when we did the first time. But then as time went by, as when we did the at the Hermitage Hotel, I feel like it definitely kind of came together at that moment. So.
I agree. Yeah, June 11th was a dream come true. It wasn't as long. I mean, we still went overtime per usual.
Yep.
But it was great. And everybody was pretty much on time. It took longer than I anticipated to switch out my hair, my wigs and stuff, which I didn't anticipate, but that ponytail wig, it take a little tweaking, you gotta mount it and cement it on your head and all that, so it won't, cause the first shoot on May 21st, that camera scene, I was on Broadway, we took a picture, that thing was not on my head. If Tony was not holding my hand, I would have busted my face wide open. You remember that?
Honestly, I know you had said something about that, but honestly, I was like, I'll be honest with you, I was committed to what we're doing. I wasn't even paying attention. So like, I'm in my element, so I'm not even really paying attention to anything. And then all of a sudden, like she said something about her hair. I'm like, it looked fine to me.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't even know anything happened.
I will not put those pictures up, but honey, that ponytail wig was in the middle, so we could use those. It was funny. But it was a pleasurable experience to like walk on Broadway in the clothes and stuff. Yeah. And we got a lot of attention.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or
at least she did.
Right. It taught me a lot that I guess brides to be intentional about including your husband to be. I mean, because Tony is a confident man, but it can't be discouraging because it feel like a fashion show per se, and everybody's congratulating the woman. Like the energy goes straight to the woman, and you got the man in the tux. Like, okay, what about me?
Yeah.
So make sure y'all are super intentional about hyping up your man and including him, and just making sure he okay in y'all process. Y'all doing pictures and videos and all that he feel included because. Y'all are embarking a new journey together. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And just to add to that, I think the biggest thing is always remember that you're both teammates. Everyone from Chris Rock to like other people I know have said this too, but they always say like, remember your teammates. So when they say something about your wife, that's also a reflection of the man. Same thing with the man to the woman. So it's always, it goes hand in hand no matter what.
Yeah.
So just know that if someone says something good about your wife, it's like, hey, like that's mine. That's like, hey, that's mine. That's my lady. That's, that to me means something.
Yeah.
So just know that, when it comes to anybody that says a compliment, no matter if it's to the wife or the husband, just know y'all in this together. Y'all won. So that's all that matters.
That's good. We're not married in real life. This was really entertainment purposes only. I always try to outdo myself each year, and I just didn't want to present a basic, boring lookbook. And that's it. I wanted to create a story, and I'm glad that you all appreciate there was a storyline. Because at first, you were kind of like, "This is stupid,"
Well, I didn't think it was stupid or anything. Just so y'all know, I never thought it was stupid whatsoever. I would just say for me, it was just trying to really. It's like I know you have a vision. I think the hard thing about it is like you want to definitely see what the person's vision is, but unfortunately, it's kind of hard when there's no layout or anything. It's like yes, you have the images, you have the locations, you have the props. However, it's like even with a script, you have to kind of you're there to kind of put the meat to it, put the life to it. So to me, it was just trying to it was one of those things where it's like you have a book, but it's blank pages. It's like you have the title. That's kind of what it really sort of felt like. And I really never think anything is stupid. I always think, hey, what can we do to make the best of it?
He didn't say that, but he emphasized the point. I needed to make a script. for the production. I'm glad he pushed me to do that, because working with all these guys, they needed direction. But anybody, that's just the professionalism of like how you present something to actors or talent, period. I need to kind of put things in black and white, which I pride myself in doing, but that's one mishap I did not do, and I did for them. But it was a wonderful experience, and you all still think we married. So that's why I'm trying to just emphasize, you know, we're not married. We're very committed to our careers at the moment. And just growing and making sure emotionally, physically, spiritually, we're our best selves. And I'm proud of him. I've gained the best friend for life. I mean, I've known him, but to be in closer proximity, like he's just somebody that will hopefully always have time to be in my corner. But he's been a refreshing spirit to encounter. So I'm so grateful.
Same here. And I do want to also add too, just that, you know, to me, and I say it's not just for you, of course, but I say it's to anybody, that I commend anybody as far as when you have an idea or have a vision or have a thought, it's always good just to go for it. And as you're going along the journey, that just to be able to accepting that no matter what, I don't say obstacles, but no matter what kind of gaps you may run into, no matter what kind of stuff you went into, even when it came to your idea, there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. It was just being able to find a way to where we can make it better or enhance it. So, and I encourage anybody that if you have an idea, anything you want to do, definitely go for it. And no matter what kind of challenges, obstacles, or things you may have quote unquote messed up on, or what may have happened or may not have gone the way you expected to, just being able to be open to learn. And just know that it's just a learning process. And trust me, there are times even I've had to learn too. And there are plenty of times I've had my obstacles, failures, whatever you want to call it. But from those experiences is what made me grow. And so I definitely encourage her, and I encourage you all that if you have something you want to do, no matter if it's a dream, a vision, a project, no matter what that is, go for it and just go for it the best way you can. And as you're going about it, if it's something that may not look right, don't take it as, you know, a bad thing. Don't take it as like it's, you know, like, oh, it's my fault or anything. Take it as just learning experience. Take it as a moment to give yourself grace, give yourself compassion, give yourself empathy, give yourself respect, give yourself the pat on the back on knowing that you at least did it. Because in the day, you know, who knows, you never know who you may encourage or who you may get to, you know, go out there and go take a risk for themselves. So I definitely want to say to you, especially, I'm definitely thankful to be a part of this project. And to me, it definitely brought a whole new, like, life to myself I didn't even expect. So, you know, so I definitely appreciate her for what she's done. Seriously, really, to be honest with you, you know, without her, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be at work or doing whatever I'm doing right now. So who knows? So
we're thankful for each other, and we're always gonna remain friends. So, woman of God, I'm gonna be respectful, but just know I'm gonna be in the picture. I ain't going nowhere. When it comes to Tony, you know, when you click with somebody, you want to hold dear and tight to that, because you don't meet people with kindred spirits and things like that. So once you when you encounter that, you don't want to let that go. So I, again, am very grateful for Tony. Thank you for agreeing to do this project. I'm not gonna bash the prior person. Okay, so Holy Spirit led me to ask Tony off rip, because I went on my Facebook. I'm like, okay, who organically like engages in my content, and you know, like who follows my life? And I saw Tony on a few. I was like, man, he would be perfect. I had good vibes, good feelings about it, and then I went against my gut. And I was thinking of someone prior, and I'll just leave it at that. But they work in fashion. And he took 3 days to even answer. And, you know, a man ain't that big. I asked Tony, and weird enough, when Tony answered, I got a response from the prior person. But Tony answered maybe 2 minutes flat. And messaged him on Facebook, and he just was honored, and you know, the rest is history. So God knew what he was doing, and I should have followed my first mind and asked Tony first, but he was the embodiment, the perfect embodiment of a groom. Cause I mean, all you had to do was throw the clothes on, and you know how to act, you know how to model.
Yep.
So.
And I do want to add too that one of the crazy things about that, when since you brought that up, I remember actually being back on tour when I was doing Little Red Riding Hood through Little Pig. Shout out to Tennessee Theater Company, my man Ron White. I'm sorry, Rick White. I said Ron White, Rick White. But yeah, really, I only had maybe a handful of people who were still following me on that tour, and she was one of the people who actually was kind of following me. And then when I saw that she was on her journey of transformation, I thought like, wow, I thought to myself, this is amazing and definitely inspiring to see someone who's, wanting to, really better themselves. And so that's what made me want to follow her journey. And to me, just to see that was encouraging to me. At the same time, when she told me what she was doing, I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's go and do this and see what happens.
Yeah. Thankful for that. Yeah, and I hit my 4-year mark. Well, technically August the 8th will be my 4-year mark, but I'm staying with it.
You got them 8/8s, okay.
Yes!
Got them infinities.
Wait.
Like,
2020.
Whoosh. Yep, 2020. Oh, shoot, okay. Like, that's some lottery numbers right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But thank you. He's so encouraging. I feel like when I encounter him and talk to him, I'm like talking to myself. It's weird. We're so much alike. We're pure spirits, but because we are signs, Taurus over here and Capricorn over here, it takes a minute for us to trust people. We would rest in knowing that we got just ourselves. But
or you get the horns.
Right. But I'm glad, I got somebody for life. And it's
for life,
and it was a joyous ride. And we hope you enjoyed the film.
Yeah.
All right, peace out.
Deuces.